Doc. When he calls her Doc.
It's just Doc.
It's just
I gotta go get Doc.
Which is funny. She's a pretty good character too.
Yeah.
The way they
it's just Doc. That's how it's credited on IMDb.
Wow.
Interesting.
You have a nickname.
Because I was wondering, I was like, wait, did they ever mention her name? And all the scenes I remember, Dalton and Garrett just refer to her as Doc.
That's funny.
Because she's a doctor.
Yeah, she's a doctor, yeah.
Yeah, we should mention
She's a real doctor.
Yeah.
She's the one that stitches him up after he gets cut.
Staples him
in the fight. Yeah.
She said, "I'll give you a local anesthesia." No,
I don't know.
I don't need it. She's like, "What do you love? Pain? Pain don't hurt."
Oh my god, yeah. Once again with the one-liners.
Yeah, he's I don't know. Good movie.
Yes, that we can go on with these one-liners. I'm pretty sure Wes knows a lot more of them than I do. I just recently watched this movie, but I'm pretty sure you've seen this a lot more times than I have.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Sam Elliott ones that I quote all the time, when he first gets to the bar and he goes in the back and he goes, "Oh, what's up, mijo?" And he, Swayze's getting his ass beat. this crazy overbearing giant of a guy looks at Sam Elliott's character and he goes, "Well, you're gonna fight or what, dickless?" And he goes, "Well, I'm sure I ain't gonna show you my dick."
And he drops down and fucking socks him in the nuts.
Yeah, he like punches him in the balls.
That was good.
And he cracks his knee and he goes, "Damn, that hurts, doesn't it?"
Yeah.
And that's what Swayze says after they kick out the guys that kind of come back in looking for a fight. The guy has a knife in his boot.
Yeah.
And
because that's when he tells the bigger heavyset bouncer that he works with, he's like, no matter how big a guy is, kick him in his knee and he'll go down. Like, So I have a feeling he might have used that move on Sam Elliott. That's why maybe he has that limp.
I noticed that little hitch in his walk.
I looked up some trivia on Sam Elliott. I couldn't find anything about that. At least on IMDb. Maybe I'll check Wikipedia later.
That's a cool. If that is just a character,
cool thing he added.
Yeah. There was a lot of improv on this. Looking into this film, a lot of like dialogue and stuff was just like, "Oh, this would be cool." Like Terry Funk when he says. When he calls Swayze a chicken dick, that's in. He just was like, "It'd be funny if I said this, right?" And they were like, "Yeah, go ahead."
That's awesome.
So interesting stuff.
Maybe he's got the limp just because both him and Dalton were just rough guys getting into a bunch of fights, being bouncers, coolers.
Because Wade or Sam Elliott's character is supposed to be kind of Dalton's mentor.
Yeah,
like he's taking him under his wing, and then they kind of, he's kind of taught. Because when they get into a fight later on in the film, he says, "You've taught me just as much as I've taught you." And I feel like that gives you that quick backstory on their relationship and how they are together.
I know the doctor or Doc. She tells Dalton that when you get older, you're going to be in a lot of pain. Yeah, because of all the injuries that he has: 2 gunshots, stab,
31 broken bones.
Yeah,
and you can see he's got a bunch of scars. He's got a scar on his cheek.
Yeah, because they show him with his shirt off a lot, and if you see him from the back, he has scars and stabs, incisions, and stitches, and all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
I mean, he's stitching himself up in the beginning because he got cut. He gets cut again when they fight those guys in Tillman's office.
That's another big thing is Dalton doesn't even really fuck anybody up till about maybe like almost a little over half an hour into the film. Mm-hmm. It takes a while for him to be like,
when he smashes that dude's face into the table and it breaks in half.
Because they leave you clueless. Well, watching it for the first time, they leave you clueless on purpose, just like everybody around in the film. Like, well, this guy's not doing anything. What the fuck? Like, why does everybody think he's the greatest? He hasn't shown me anything or whatever, And you finally just fucking
wham, and he smashes that dude's face, and they're like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" And But I like the fight. That's when the fight in the office is when you find out that the bartender who was skimming money was
Wesley's
nephew.
Yeah.
His sister's kid,
and that's why I feel like that's why Tillman, right, is the boss.
Yeah,
this is why he kind of was hesitant almost to fire him because he knew who he was.
Yeah, because when he gets fired, he says, you never cared about this now, sort of something along those lines. And he says, well, now I do.
Yeah.
And he says, I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah, because Swayze says, no, you're out of here.
Oh, and I didn't hear you say that. And he says, oh, I'm saying it now. That's the line,
yeah, that's
right?
the line, yeah.
Get out. Yeah, so then, of course, Pat, the bartender, or the lead singer of X.
The lead singer of X. I don't know, has he been in other movies? He's really good in Boogie Nights. He's got like one scene as Julianne Moore's ex-husband when they're trying to get custody of the kids.
I remember.
And he's really good in that one scene.
I don't know, not that I can remember.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Let's see what else he's in.
So he comes back disgruntled.
Yeah.
With
he's got,
Brad Wesley's group of
lackeys.
cronies.
Yeah, the lackeys, exactly.
Yeah.
Who are pretty fun.
Yeah.
To watch. They're just relentless. They won't stop. And
it's like a bad high school movie from the 80s. Mm-hmm. Right, not necessarily a bad movie, but these are like the bad bullies from an 80s high school movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They just keep showing up. They don't stop.
Yeah, they're always there.
They show up. They get their ass beat again, and that's the thing is, this movie is also really good at showing you kind of the underbelly of what it's like to be club security.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And that was I'm sure untouched at the time.
Yeah.
At least in the way that they did it with being so hyper violent. Because it's like super fucking violent. This movie.
Yeah.
All the way through. Shit. What was my point?
Just showing the how.
Yeah, I just
work
thought
environment of a bouncer, basically.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that they kind of took this and they kind of ran with it, and it feels cartoonish
at some points.
Yeah, at certain points. And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun.
But it works, like you said earlier. It definitely hits. I mean. Like it is cartoonish in some points and cheesy lines once in a while. But they work and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it hits a nerve, and because it is very kind of dark subject matter.
Oh yeah,
but they do a good job of kind of making it lighthearted all the way through until you get to the end, and it kind of turns into this weird fucking revenge film out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because they burn down.
They burn down the auto shop.
You find out when he goes to the auto shop. Because Wesley comes in with not Tim Oliphant.
What's his
Jimmy. His name's Jimmy. Yeah, I wrote that down because I was like, I'm just going to refer to him as not Tim Oliphant throughout the entire show unless I actually find out what the name is. But he comes in there, and then you find out later on that Wesley kind of owns the town. Everyone has to pay him protection. Everyone pays him.
He's strong-arming everybody.
All these mom and pop shops.
Very Godfather-esque.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Wesley doesn't like when Dalton comes in and kind of starts stirring up things and is not really scared of Brad. And so they start going head-to-head, and that's why Wade comes in and tries, and basically is his backup. Mm-hmm. And then, Wade is like, yo, this is like the same story all over again. You got to get out of here. You do it, just pack up and let's go.
Hit the road.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Keith David.
So Keith David, which I totally forgot was in the movie, and there was a reason for that, and that's because he's barely in the movie.
At all.
He's the new bartender after Pat, or John Doe, gets fired.
Yeah.
And they renovate the Double Deuce, which, by the way, did you notice the chicken wire is gone?
They took it off, yeah.
After they renovated it.
Neon lights and everything now.
It's a nicer place. But then Keith David is the new bartender, and he's like just a background actor basically. He's got
Yeah.
maybe 2 lines, maybe 3 lines in the movie, and I was trying to look up to see
If you blink, you'd miss that. That's even Keith David.
because I don't know what else he had done before this. He was definitely in The Thing because that was 7-8 years before this. I think They Live came out summer of '89, just like Roadhouse. So he was already an established guy, but he's like barely in this movie. So we were just kind of wondering why that is. It
Why
looks
such
like
a small part?
Yeah, maybe he had. I think IMDb said that he had some scenes that got cut. That I guess he was getting into a fight in the parking lot, and then Dalton asked him if he wants a job. But it's just he seems like a bigger actor for someone just to stand in the background for a few scenes. But I was thinking, I was like, wait, what? Keith David's in this? Because I don't think he's credited in the beginning at all.
Yeah, he is.
Is he in the very beginning?
Yeah, when they show the names, it says Keith David, and I thought it was weird that you didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
And I was
missed that,
wait,
man.
is it the Keith David or someone else? Like, someone with the same name.
Yeah.
And then I saw him, and I was like, oh shit, it really is the Keith David.
I missed that part in the beginning credits. Then.
Well, there's a lot going on.
I was probably trying to get my notes started.
But yeah, he's credited.
Okay.
You said you had, or we're going to save that for trivia, right? The baddie throughout the film, the blonde.
Oh yeah. We can save that for trivia.
Okay, for sure. What would you rate this?
Ooh, this one, like an 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
an 8.
I'd roll with an 8. It's not like the greatest movie, but it's so much fun. Mm-hmm. It's like watching like Cobra or Over the Top or something with Stallone in the 80s. It's not a good movie, but it's a fun watch.
An 8 based off of pure entertainment value.
Oh yeah.
I'll say a 9.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
9. Just because of that, for whatever reason, the connection I have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Understandable.
At the end, after Wesley has pretty much strong-armed everyone, smashed up all the cars, that ridiculous fucking
Monster truck.
Oh my god, yeah.
That thing is 20 feet off the ground.
Definitely not street legal.
Who drives that?
Yeah.
I think they had to use the tires to climb down when they got out of it.
Yeah, they used it.
It destroys that dealership.
Destroys the dealership. They busted into Red's shop and smashed a bunch of things. They burned down the barn. That's when Swayze has the fight with Jimmy. Mm-hmm. After they burned down the barn and nearly kill, was it Emmett?
Yeah.
Emmett was the landlord where Swayze was living. And so he has the fight with Jimmy, and then that ends with Jimmy getting his throat ripped out. And then the doc sees this, and she's pretty appalled by all of it, and she leaves.
She's there.
Yeah. She's there because she was with Dalton when all this happened. She leaves, and then Dalton goes back to the bar, and then Garrett comes in, and he's all beat up.
Yeah.
And he says, I got jumped. There was 3 or 4 of them. And then...
That's when he says, they told me I was lucky. Or I was the lucky one.
Yeah.
And then that's when he goes to go find Doc.
Yeah. Before Garrett comes in, there's the phone call with Wesley where he calls Dalton. Yeah. And he says, you can either choose. It's either Garrett or Doc. Mm-hmm. And, that's when Garrett comes in. So then he sees that he's beat up. So he says, I gotta go save the doc. Yeah. And he goes to the hospital to try to convince her to go with him. Mm-hmm. She kind of says no.
Yeah, because she refused. She doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And she thinks he's kind of a psychopath.
Yeah,
she's basically like, well, you're what separates you from Brad Wesley? You know what I mean, why should I think that you're any better since he pretty much murdered someone? Although it was just fucking Jimmy was trying to kill him. Yeah. Like he pulled a weapon and fired on him. Yeah. But it It's just that repeating that same cycle, being in that